Yeah. Thanks for doing this, Tim.
Oh, golly.
Hello, everybody. Hello. I'm Reverend Angie Hewett-Abt, and next to me is my partner, Irene Lavin, my partner in doing our spiritual worship service. So we're excited to be here tonight, and we don't start for another 3 minutes, but we thought we'd start a few minutes early just to have you have a chance to get on and not miss anything.
Right.
How are you doing, Irene?
Pardon?
How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing well. I'm excited about our speaker tonight. I'm really looking forward to hearing her. And it's just a nice time to take a break. You know, nice time.
It sure is. It sure is.
How about you?
Well, it's nice time. Oh, I'm doing okay. I'm doing well. I was spent the day in Lily Dale yesterday, so I had a really nice time down there. The energy's very peaceful.
Mm-hmm. It always seems to be that way, right? We'll have a little bit of
it does
here tonight. You know, that peace.
We'll have what? Yeah.
We'll have some of that same peace tonight. So, yeah.
I agree. And Irene, we're going to start out with Patricia Bell is going to be on. Dr. Reverend Patricia Bell will be on at about 7:20, and that's when we're going to have our inspirational talk. And of course, we're going to open with prayer, and I'm going to do that. And then Irene's going to guide us through meditation and then a healing that's going to be sent out to the world. And I think that's a wonderful thing. And then after Patricia speaks, Irene is going to give you Santosha announcements. And then I'm going to do some messages. So it's going to be a great evening. So we're hoping people are coming on. I can't tell actually, because we're on a different StreamYard, but I think that you probably are. So we're gonna actually start. Okay, Lynn Batt. Hi, Lynn. Okay, and we welcome, if you have any comments, welcome your comments. And of course, at the end, when I do messages, I can't see you, so you're gonna have to ask me a question, and I'll be happy to connect with Spirit and get you an answer from Spirit. So I hope everybody's doing well this evening with this heat.
Yeah,
it's been warm.
Yeah. Draw those shades. Put those ice cubes under your toes.
I know. And I'm a person, I actually like the heat, but this is warm.
It is, yeah. Popsicle time. I make this wonderful hibiscus tea that's so refreshing with lemon and honey.
Hi, Heidi. How are you? How are you? Hi, Jean.
Good. I can see them
Just
now.
saying hi as I see people coming on.
That's wonderful.
Welcome. We're happy to have you here. Yeah. Okay, so it's 7 o'clock, so we're going to officially begin. And so I want to welcome everybody. This is Santosha Holistic Center's monthly spiritual worship service, and of course we're now running it on Facebook Live. Hopefully, we're hoping eventually to be back at the Unitarian Universalist Church, but for now, Facebook Live is great. We're lucky to have it. Social media has been a gift really through all this time, I feel. Right, Irene?
Right, and you.
So I'm Reverend
too. You can invite your friends too. It's really nice.
Sure can.
Go ahead.
Sure can. Yeah, my sisters usually come on from Texas and California. Hi, Sandy. Hi, Lynn. Okay, so my name is Reverend Angie Hewett-Abt, and next to me is Reverend Irene Lavin. At about 20 after 7, you're going to see Reverend Dr. Patricia Bell come on, and she is our inspirational speaker. And you'll definitely want to take some time to listen to her speak. She's very powerful, very spiritual and healing speaker for sure. So, okay, so I just want to, for anybody that hasn't ever attended spiritual worship service before, I just want to tell you a little bit about what it's about. This worship service is based on the religion of spiritualism. It actually started here in Western New York in 1848. Spiritualism believes that life continues after the physical change called death, and that God is a loving God who wants only our greatest good. We are spiritual beings having an earthly experience as we learn lessons for our individual growth. Spiritualism firmly believes that the gateway to reformation or change for the better is always open to each of us. So welcome. I'd like to start with a prayer. Bless this day. Keep me safe and whole, kind and compassionate. Bless my path today. Help me to act with wisdom and live in perpetual gratitude. Bless my human family who are everywhere and everyone. Bless the creatures and plants. And bless all of those right now in the world who truly need our blessing. May all life be blessed on this day. I'm going to start out with a reading. I don't know if for Daily Om is one of my favorite books with very inspirational stories in it. And a lot of times what I do, I'm not sure, I always set my intention and, give me the story that everyone most needs to hear. And I opened up to a page, and this one it's called Hawk Medicine, The Power of Perspective. And I'd love to share this with you. Hawks have the power to soar high above the earth, giving them a perspective previously only available to the inhabitants of the celestial sphere above. Because of this, people from various cultures throughout history have seen them as messengers of spirit, bringing wisdom from the heavens and the value of their higher vision down to earth. From their vantage point, riding on the wind and bathed in sunlight, they remind us today that there is a bigger picture to be seen. When we get bogged down with the details of what is right in front of us, hawks help us remember that we are part of a larger plan and that everything fits together beautifully and perfectly. Once in this expanded frame of mind, we can harness their reputation as visionaries, using their keen eyesight to focus on the exact spot that truly needs our attention. Hawks teach us how to interpret and then follow our personal vision through inspiration and focus on our goal. These birds of prey were thought to be able to stare directly into the sun and see what is not visible to the rest of us. Using our spiritual vision, we too can look deeply into the inner light that guides us, seeing clearly what is not perceptible unless sought. Our personal truth glowing within us. With that knowledge, we, like the hawk, can confidently ride the winds of chance, moving as one with the flow of whirling energy. This ability is what inspired the Egyptians to make hawks the hieroglyphic symbol for the wind. The ability of hawks to live on land but visit the sun is a good reminder for us all. Their strength and survival comes from communing regularly with the spirit and bringing the guidance received into earthly affairs. Soaring in the providence of the heavenly bodies among the sun, the stars, and the wind that moves the clouds reminds us to consider a larger perspective, one that inspires us to travel through the world we inhabit with strength, certainty, and grace. And what I liked about that is it's so true when you watch a hawk that they soar above us and almost like they're seeing the whole picture. And sometimes that's what I feel like what we need to do. What I need to do personally sometimes is meditate and let myself get to that higher place where I can see the whole picture before I make a decision, and when we do that, it's like we step back into our own intuition and our higher self. And that's always where our answers are best, I feel. So I thank you for listening. I'm going to turn things over now to Reverend Irene, and she's going to guide us in meditation and send some healing energy out to the world.
Thank you, Reverend Angie. Before I read the meditation, which comes from this book called Healing, and it's Sacred Lessons from Archangel Gabriel, and they came through Reverend Penny Donovan. who studied with Reverend Edith Sandy Wedling. And she channeled the Archangel Gabriel for 12 years when she was a pastor in Albany of a church. So tonight's meditation actually brings you in harmony with your divine self. So know that that is what it's all about. I wanted to also let you know that Reverend Penny passed into spirit on June 24th. So after years of devoted service and love and teaching. So it's very special to read this tonight. I also wanted you to know that we're going to go into meditation, and then there'll be a couple minutes of silence in the middle, and then we'll come out. And while we're still in that vibration, we'll go right into the healing, sending out the healing energy. So make yourself comfortable, you know, in your chair, just so you're physically comfortable, and you're just letting your mind relax, letting your feelings relax, letting your body relax. All right. And I want you to close your eyes. And let's take a nice, slow breath in with a longer exhale out, and just let go of the day. And as we breathe again, each at our own pace, just know that you are welcoming in this vibration of meditation, of letting go, of welcoming peace. And do that on your next breath. With inhale, and then exhale deeply. Using your imagination, put yourself inside an elevator. The door closes and you feel yourself going up. As you go up, you feel a lightness in your being. It's as though everything of the earth is falling away, and you are becoming lighter and lighter. You feel every concern that you have ever had fall away from your mind. Every emotional disturbance is gone from your emotional body. You are becoming light, becoming light, becoming light. And you realize that you are light. And that light fills the inside of the elevator. You feel the elevator stop. The doors open, and you step out into the vastness of forever. Around about you is every conceivable scene of beauty and light, and you are a part of that light. You feel yourself going forward. Before you, there stands a figure, glorious, radiant figure. And as you approach, it holds out its arms to you for an embrace. And it embraces you. And as you look up into its face, you see yourself. The radiance and the power of it seems to wrap around you, and you recognize that you are one with it. And as you are enfolded in its embrace, you feel yourself becoming consumed in it, a part of it, until there is nothing that separates the two of you. You have become one. You feel that oneness. You sense it in every part of your being. You feel yourself being drawn back to the elevator. You and your spirit self remain unified together. You step into the elevator. The doors close, and you are still in this great and wondrous light. And you feel the elevator going down, but the light does not diminish. Downward, the light still bright and pulsating. Downward, the light still bright, still filling your being. The elevator stops and you step off, and you are this beauteous light being. You come over and you sit back down in your seat, still radiant light. While we are all in this energy, this sacred energy, let's open up to accepting being channels for the healing that is all around us, for the abundant healing that surrounds the earth and each of us every day if we but accept and open to it. We remain at one-ment. And we open to that beautiful white light again, channeling and accepting it first for ourselves, for our well-being, knowing that as we accept, we are being healed. We see ourselves as perfect, as being as healthy as can be, perfect and whole. God is generous with this light. And this light spills over, and we find ourselves sending it to those we know and love, to our families, to our beloved friends, to people, to strangers we have met and engaged with. We know that they are receiving also. And we know that they are receiving what is needed at this time, and that this healing is in accordance with the will of God. And it shall be so. And this light expands further to fill our nation, to go across the seas, to each of the countries of this world. We feel the light growing and expanding. We see the blessings coming to all people everywhere, knowing that they are being held in love, that it's going to them. This healing power will be round and about them whenever they're ready to accept it. It's there for them. Two, we send this power to our earth, our wonderful earth, our healing earth, our sustaining earth, Mother Earth, who holds us and is a key to our well-being so very often. And we know that this healing love and energy blesses the earth, its waters, its lands, its plants, and its animals. All living things are blessed and held in this love. And so it is. And we just need to tap back into this healing energy to know, to send it to others in love. And we let us give thanks now for this healing and know that we can expand upon it anytime we wish. Just send a healing, loving thought to anyone, anywhere, and know that things are being taken care of. So for this healing time, dear God, we give thanks. We give thanks for all that is, for the many blessings, and we accept the responsibility of our well-being and this wonderful healing power. Amen.
Amen.
Oh, May I say something
That
about?
was wonderful, Irene. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Sure.
Sometimes people think it's wonderful to go to the healing temple, when you can, or sit in a healing chair. There's so many forms of healing in the world. But at night, when you lay in bed, before you fall asleep, you can just open up and ask for healing while you sleep. So, and if you're consciously opening to it, it just facilitates it. It accents it. So you can do that every single night if you want. It's there for the asking and accepting. It's all yours.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Irene.
That's it for the day. All right.
Yeah. No, that was wonderful. That was wonderful. And I completely agree. And we should do that and send that healing energy out because it works. It makes a difference.
Yeah.
So we've come to, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to introduce Reverend Dr. Patricia Bell. I see her down here.
Oh, that's wonderful. All right.
Yeah, there she is. Here she comes on. Hello, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
We're very happy to have you here tonight. Yeah.
Well,
thank you for being here. Actually, I'm going to mute you, Irene, because I can't hear Patricia. Hold on a second. Okay. Okay. All right. So, okay, there we go. Okay. So yes, welcome. So before, I would like to just tell you a little bit about our wonderful inspirational speaker, Reverend Dr. Patricia Bell. So our guest speaker, Patricia Bell, is regarded as a gifted clairvoyant, astrologer, and speaker. With a PhD from the International College of Spiritual Science in Montreal, Dr. Bell has studied with some of the world's most noted teachers in astrology, Kabbalah, humanities, North American medicine, world religions, and yoga. A resident medium of the Lilydale community, Lilydale, New York, Dr. Bell has helped thousands of people to heal, connect, and find answers to life's toughest questions. She is also the author of a recent book titled Timeless Love, A Guide to Healing Grief and Learning to Live Again. Often the subject of magazine articles, radio, and television programs, Dr. Patricia Bell has made many media and event appearances, including Joyce Keller radio show, Liberty Times newspaper in Taiwan, Eva magazine Slovakia, former Czechoslovakia government television, Crystal Vision, Hollywood, Florida, Learning Light, Anaheim, California. Today, she continues to provide spiritual guidance to people all over the world. Her clientele ranges from young children to elders, including celebrities and corporate executives. And welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's
an honor to have you.
My topic tonight is, am I loved? And that might be, am I love? Is a question that we are going to pose. I have been talking about soft powers recently in our days that we have experienced between the pandemic and the protests. We have seen what can be as soft powers versus hard powers. Hard powers are more physical. Hard powers are the things that are more violent sometimes. Hard powers might be considered intimidation. Hard powers might be considered bullying. But yet the soft powers of healing, as Irene spoke, you see, this is a power which is so great. This is a power in which each and every one of us has. And as Irene said, yes, before we sleep, we can ask for healing. But as a power, before we sleep, we can also send out healing for others. And this healing soft power is so strong and so needed at this particular time in which we are going through. The other part of soft powers happens to be kindness. How kind are we? And are we helping others to be kind? You know, it's been very rough because people have not been able to see what the future looks like. And they haven't been able to put a stronghold on their dreams. But what they have been able to do is to go inside. I mean, whether we are shelter in place or we're with our families or we can't do the things we did, we have the opportunity for maybe the first time in a long time that the universe and all its love has said, who are you? And then you say, am I love? And when I say, am I love? Am I the one sending healing out? Am I the one who is kind? Am I the one who is vibrating peace to this world? Now I know that there are people who are angry, and we may encounter them on a day-to-day basis in the grocery store, in the parking lot, anywhere. And come on, all we have to do is turn on our TV or our Facebook and we can see the fear that is being put out. Now, don't get me wrong. Yes, we need to be discerning. What we don't always have to be fearful. We can make a list of what we can do to take care of ourselves. And maybe this is because I'm a good old Florida girl and I'm used to hurricanes and them coming every year. And that we know that we have to get prepared. And we know that when there's something on the horizon, and we don't always know which way that hurricane's going, but yet we know that we have to be prepared. But this is a different type of preparedness. This is a preparedness for body, for mind, for spirit. This is a preparedness for us to own who we really are. Now, I know there are many of you watching this video who may not admit who you are spiritually. And you might say to yourself, come on, Patricia, what kind of power do I have? And I have to say to you, this is the time for you to own your spiritual powers. This is the time to let go of all the shoulda, coulda, wouldas. This is the time to allow the heartaches of the past to be released from our body, mind, and spirit. This is the time where we're constantly hearing about breath. We have songs like, Oh, Breath of God. But isn't the breath our spirit? And so when we look at this in the most interesting way possible. We see that we have Mother Earth, that feminine power. You know, as I was talking about hugging trees to a dear friend of mine, because I miss hugging so much, I recognize by the embrace of the tree how Mother Earth hugs us and how Mother Earth feeds us and how Mother Earth gives us the love. And how the breaths from the sky above, that oxygen in which we breathe, allows us the opportunity to walk this earth plane, to speak words of kindness, of peace, of love. But before we speak to others, let us bring this hugging to ourselves. Let us bring these words of peace to ourselves. His Holiness the Dalai Lama talks about compassion, and it is so true. Compassion is needed now more than ever. And yes, we have to have, as he says, be emotionally hygienic. Well, I'd like to call it emotional intelligence. Because it's very easy, and myself included, to all of a sudden get into a state of mind that may not be that wonderful. That I get upset over a thing on the radio or the television. And I have to say to myself, I'm going to use some mental hygiene here. I'm going to make a choice not to be upset, not to be depressed, not to be angry. Now, how do you do this? The only way you can do it is by going inside yourself. We're in a labyrinth now, a maze. We don't know where we're going. And we don't have all the answers. But it's like with any labyrinth, as Ariadne threw the rope down, the one way out of a maze is up. The one way out of the maze is up, which means allow spirit, God is all that is, to bring us inside of ourselves, to know our breath. You know, when I worked for HeartMath back in 2000, we always used the technique of breathing into the count of 4 and holding to the count of 4 and exhaling to the count of 4. And we did that 4 times because we had done a study in emotional intelligence to show that if we could do that simple exercise, that we could shift our energy and our mood. Again, breathing in 4, holding 4, and exhaling 4 was the technique that at the Nexus Conference in San Francisco, we were going to help children with. But right now, we're all children. We're all looking at what has happened in our lives. And we're all looking at what it is that we want to do. And it's not clear. The so-called jobs that we had, it's not like it used to be. And I'm not saying that it is going to go back to the way it was. Because in a way, there's a part of us that is going to bring this awesome new spiritual perception into our lives and into our world. Into our lives and into our world. That is so amazing that you and I have chosen to be this conduit at this time, to be the one that says, let's bring peace to earth and let it begin with me. Oh my gosh, how many times have we sung that song? But today we need to take those words and say, yes, I have chosen to be a spiritual light. I have chosen to make a difference during this time in which people are angry and doing all kinds of things that are less than spiritual. We are the ones that is going to change by changing ourselves and being the new human being. We know that we are going to create a reality that is beyond words, that is an opportunity that we had always dreamed of. So as we let go of the less than thoughts of ourselves and bring us into the fact that we are worthy people with love, with light. And as if that wasn't enough, in the skies, these very days, a comet comes right through the Pleiades so that we can see that. You know, once upon a time, we would look at and make a wish upon a star. Let's take this time with this phenomenal comet and make a wish. Make a wish that we can be all that we can be as a spiritual person. Make a wish that we own the fact that we are the light from above that can shine brighter than ever before. And yes, it is our shining light that is allowing us to be the spiritual person that we are. So if you and I need to take that count of 4, let's go for it. And if you and I need to take a time out and hug a tree, let's go for it. And if we need to reach out by phone or Zoom or text to anyone, let's do it. And if we see people hurting and angry, let's send them that peace that passes understanding. You know, it's a moment in time, but we have this incredible soft power ordained by God to allow us to be the humane beings that we can be, the lovers of light that shine love and light by virtue of our own permission. It is so, so incredible. In the words of Krishna Das, yes, Krishna Das, I love him dearly. He said, you know, we have no idea about the future. And we don't really know about this virus. But we do know we can all be good people. Amen. I agree to that. Thank you for allowing me to serve.
Amen.
God bless.
Amen. That was wonderful. Go ahead, Irene.
Oh, so uplifting. All right. Thank you so much for those words.
Exactly what we needed. Yeah, exactly what we needed to hear. And I thank you so much for those words.
Yeah. And the image of hugging a tree is just, and what we are called here to do now. Wow. Spiritually thrilling. It's just lovely. So,
Yeah. And each one of us can make a difference by connecting to that love. I love that you said that, am I being love? And
Yes.
we need to all do that. Yeah, we sure do. We sure do. Thank you so much.
You're more than welcome.
so with those thoughts in mind, and I believe this is going to be posted, this survey will be posted. So if you want to listen again to what Reverend Dr. Patricia Bell said, it'll be there for you to take in again and go back to. So it's now time
And
for
Patricia, people, let me just tell her the comments. We have comments coming in that you probably can't see, Patricia, but incredible. We have praying hands. We have thank you, incredible, thank you. And a lot of people saying the same thing. So yeah, you touched a lot of people.
Well,
Yeah.
I hope they light their own light, because all of them are the amazing souls on this planet. And this is the time we have to stand up and raise our hand and say, I'm on board for the goodness, the truth, and the beauty.
Amen.
That's
Beautiful.
for sure. And we can all decide that just one at a time. Sometimes we think that we don't know what we can do to make a difference. And everything you said are things that we each can do to make a difference. And together we can change things and bring peace.
Mm-hmm. Much more
Absolutely.
harmony. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. There's another thank you. Lots of thank yous coming up.
All
Just
right.
what everybody needed to hear.
I just feel I just feel blessings pouring in on all of us. So at this time, thank you.
Mhm.
Are we ready to move on to announcements, or shall we linger?
No, we can, actually, one more comment. Light always wins over darkness. Another one. So, okay.
You know, I
All
have
right.
to say this too. Dr. Todd Avosky made a comment the other day, and he said the reason we are seeing so much darkness is because there's so much light on the planet.
Mm,
It's like when you
Yeah.
turn on the lights in a room, you know, you see where the dark spots are.
yes.
So
Mhm.
I congratulate all of us for bringing our light, and we can
Yeah.
even
Me
do
too.
more.
Mm-hmm.
Me too. Me too. And we're going to. We're going to. I have chills when you said that. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, and to keep it going, to keep this kind of spiritual connection going, I mean, there are many things we can do. I just want to mention, announcements are very brief tonight, but that every Thursday night this summer, Angie is going to be having a class for intuitive development. It's online. Tomorrow night, she's and Reverend Pam Diebert are going to be conducting class, and that too is another way of fostering your intuition and strengthening your spiritual connections. So, and gathering together
Mhm.
just like we are now. Certainly, that's a way of
Mhm.
enfolding ourselves in those vibrations that we hunger and thirst for, you know, and it's there for us.
Mhm.
But take the time.
Mhm.
So, shall we go on to messages now? Are you
Sure.
ready?
Patricia, did you want to stay on for messages or?
No, I'm going to leave you, dear one. Thank you very much for
Okay. All
offering
right.
me the
Okay.
opportunity. But I send all of you big love and blessings. It's been awesome to spend this time with you. And may we do it again. Okay? Thank you
Yes.
very much.
I hope so soon. Thank you very, very much. It was wonderful. Wonderful.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
We appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah, very much.
I wanted to add before we go into
That
message.
was awesome. It was awesome.
It was. Yeah. Patricia has that book, Timeless Love. It is a guide to healing grief. It's on her webpage through the Lilydale Assembly. It's a beautiful book. A lot of healing thoughts in it. Okay. So, and speaking of healing, this brings us to the message portion of our service. For message work is a form of verbal healing. We always set our intentions for the highest and best of the recipients. So a message given to one person, and this is to all of you who are listening, may also resonate with others. If you find yourself resonating to a message given to someone else, that message can also be for you, and you'll get healing from it. So pay attention to your attraction to the messages as Reverend Angie works. All right. We're going to go into the message work by saying the message service prayer, which Reverend Elaine Thomas came up with. It's a beautiful prayer. And so let's say it together. Oh God, as we open the doors to communication, in unity with the Holy Spirit, the great I am presence of the universe, we give thanks, for we know that the words spoken are filled with your love, truth, wisdom, and understanding of the highest. And
Amen.
Amen. Heidi Bitts is saying, I would love to hear from my husband or my gram, but would take any message you have for me. Thank you.
Okay, Heidi, as I step in, I didn't even read what you had written. And as we were saying the prayer, I was aware of a gentleman stepping in from the other side. I keep seeing a big smile on his face. I feel he was just a wonderfully kind man. He had a really, really big heart. I feel like he was very, very giving, and he made people feel comfortable. He had like a charisma and a kindness. I don't feel like he was a loud person, but I don't feel like he was quiet. I feel like he could be, he had a good sense of humor. I see that for sure. But I feel the biggest thing I see with him is just the kindness. And he wants you to know that he has been with you. He is with you always. And his love is always I feel it surrounding you. And he shows me that you oftentimes feel it. And you feel like it's him, and then you're not 100% sure. But he's saying when you feel that hug, or I almost feel like I want to say that he goes like this to your hair, or you feel a whisper in your ear sometimes, and that indeed is him every single time. He's showing me, I keep seeing shiny pennies. Okay, I have pennies, and it feels like nickels actually kind of going across my vision. That I feel he places here and there for you to let you know that he's with you. Okay. I feel like he's showing me a hard worker, and I see him working with his hands. So I'm not sure. I could see him almost like working with computers and doing computer work, but I almost feel like repair work sometimes too. Although he's saying I wasn't always the best at it, but I did my best. He was always willing to help somebody and always willing to give something a try. And he's saying, I just hope that you know that I'm with you and that I'm around you. He's showing me me cardinals. He's showing me yellow finches. Okay. He's also showing me hawks. Maybe that's why I felt like reading that story about hawks, because I feel like he shows you that too. It's like he's trying so hard. I want her to know that I'm with her. Okay. Always, always. All right. And I also want to talk about your grandmother being around you as well. I saw your message there, and she was a sweet lady. She's kind of showing me that the two of you are very close. She was a good advice giver. You could go to her for advice anytime you wanted to, and she's with you too. So just know that they're both with you. I could see you kind of being at a crossroads and trying to make some decisions or choices in your life right now. I feel like they are both with you, trying to help you make that decision. And I'm hearing it feels almost like a decision that feels around career or work-wise for you, and almost like you're trying to decide, do I go in this different direction or take this next step or not? And I want to say that your husband is saying, take the next step. He'll be with you, and it's going to bring you just like that satisfaction, like almost like the work that you do brings you some satisfaction, but I feel like you need some more. And he's showing me, go ahead, take this step. He'll be with you. It's going to work out really, really well. Okay. And I'll leave that with you with lots of light and love.
Right. And Jean is open to having a message from anybody.
Okay. Okay. So Jean, okay. So, all right. So, let me see here. As I'm stepping in with you, Jean, okay, I keep on feeling like a busy person. I can see you being very busy and doing things all the time. Like I almost want to say that it was especially hard for you during the pandemic because you had to slow down, although I see you still being busy. So I don't know if you kept on working or taking care of people or what have you, but I just see lots and lots of busyness. I want to say that you like being busy, so I wouldn't want to be somebody to say to you, you need to slow down, because I don't feel that's it. Although I do feel like sometimes slowing down and making sure, like in your busyness and all the tasks and all the things that you're doing for others, I'm feeling like how important it is for you to also make sure that you're doing kind things and good deeds for yourself as well. I feel like that's very, very important. I keep on seeing what a nurturing person you are, and I'm hearing nurturing you is important too. Okay. I feel actually, as I'm stepping in with you, I feel a woman stepping in, okay, from the other side of life. And I keep seeing the word mom or grandmother. Okay. I almost want to say it's possible either both are there. I feel like I see two women. Okay. And I feel like mom wants to reach out to you. She's kind of saying here that sometimes for you, there are times, even though I feel like there are people around you, there are times you feel like you're alone, especially like as you're facing challenges and trying to make decisions. And mom is saying she's with you, steps in with you all the time. Okay. I want to say that I feel like this woman with you, it feels like a connection like this, which to me is always symbolic for a best friend connection. Okay. So know that they're with you and nurture you as well. And I'll leave that with you with lots of light and love.
Thank you. Jody is looking for insight on her current work environment.
Oh, okay. Okay. So Jody, as I'm stepping in with you, I feel I feel stress when I feel like your workplace. It's like I start connecting to it and I feel like all this stress on my shoulders. Okay. And I feel like it's kind of been that way for a little while. And I keep on feeling like it's probably going to remain that way for a little while longer. Like I could see it kind of staying stressful until we start getting into the fall. And then as we get into the fall, I start to feel like things are going to begin smoothing out. I feel like, just as Patricia was talking about doing that, taking a breath in and counting to 4 and exhaling would help you not to take the stress on your shoulders and to do what needs to be done. And I feel like to try to go home, like I could see you getting in the car and doing some of that deep breathing to leave work where it is and to be able to go home and not be not be thinking about it. Okay. I keep feeling this for you is I could see you kind of at a crossroads as well, that I wouldn't be surprised to see some kind of an opportunity come up for you to go higher in your work and possibly go someplace else. And that feels to me that I could see that coming up for you in the next 6 months. So if you find that where you are, the stress doesn't go away, because you deserve to be someplace and work someplace where it doesn't feel like it's all on your shoulders the way that it does. So I feel that getting better, but I still feel like there's going to be an opportunity that's going to come up. It's going to come out of the blue for you. Okay. And I could see that being something wonderful for you too. And I feel like we want it to be something clear. I don't feel like there's a right or a wrong decision here. I feel like it's going to be what feels right for you. And what I'm hearing mainly for you is trust yourself, trust your heart, and you'll know exactly what to do. Okay. And I'll leave that with you with lots of light and love. I hope it makes sense.
Okay. Ready for another? All right.
Sure.
Lynn
I'm
Miller.
on a roll. I'm on a roll now.
Okay. Lynn Telekrushka. Might there be a message for
Okay.
direction in my abilities?
The first thing that I'm seeing with that is trust yourself. I see that. I'm like, trust yourself, trust yourself, trust yourself is what they're showing me, because your abilities are very, very strong. Okay. I feel like I keep seeing some very strong healing gifts. Okay. Remembering that healing gifts can be so many things. They can be like, say, doing energy work or Reiki and things like that, but they can also be doing readings or doing spiritual counseling and things like that. But your healing abilities, remember that you are such a healer and you are so strong in what you do that I feel like it's having a conversation with somebody you work with, or it's having a conversation with a friend or a family member or a spouse or children or anybody around you, because I feel like your healing energy, it's like you're so filled with light that you can't help but make a difference. I feel like just with the things that you say. So know that for you, sometimes it feels like, am I ever going to get there? And am I ever going to get to, say, work in more of a healing capacity than I am now? I feel like those doors will indeed open for you and you will be doing that. But know that while you're getting to exactly where you want to get to, and you'll get there, definitely feel that strongly, know that you're using your healing gifts every single day. And with every person that you're talking to, and say you're listening to their concern and giving them probably some intuitive messages, even though you're not even saying that you are. I feel like that's using your healing gifts and growing. So it's like spirit's putting you in the places that you need to be to use your healing gifts and to make a difference. And each one of those is making you stronger and building the foundation that's going to take you to where I see you using your healing gifts and your healing abilities. And I feel mediumship abilities with you too. Okay. You'll get there. You'll be doing that all the time, but just know each step is part of the learning. Okay. And I hope that makes sense. And I'll leave that with you with lots of light and love.
Hi. And Lisa Shimmy, I sure
Hi.
could use the message tonight.
Okay. Lisa, I don't remember what I said to Lynn, but the first thing that comes in for me for you is believing in yourself. Okay. Because I feel like a lot of times when you're trying to make decisions and you're trying to do things, I feel like an answer comes in for you a lot of times right away, and you'll know, and it's like, this is what I know I need to do. And then I feel like your logical mind comes in, and we need our logical minds, but I feel like sometimes our logical minds I feel like I see all these question marks, and I see you'll know what to do, and then you'll start questioning it. And I feel you're at a place like that right now. You're trying to make some decisions, and I kind of feel you're really, really leaning in a certain direction, but I feel like the direction that you're leaning in doesn't feel to me like it's 100% connected to your logic. It feels more like it's connected to your heart. And I feel like you need to follow your heart, and you need need to, it feels again like trusting yourself and believing in yourself. And I feel like I'm hearing take that chance, okay? Because sometimes it feels like we're going to take a chance and we feel like we're going to, step off a cliff and there's not going to be a bridge. But I feel like for you, if you look at your past, there's always a bridge. And every time you've taken a chance, it's always kind of led you to something better. Okay. So I feel you doing this, and I feel like you taking this chance, or it feels like stepping off this cliff, and that certainly there'll be a bridge to, and it's going to take you more to where you're using your gifts or connecting more to your life's purpose as to where you want to be. Okay. Also see new people coming in for you. Okay. Like it feels like maybe, people that you've had in the past, sometimes we let go or we empty the glass out so we have room for new things. And I keep seeing fall, like autumn, fall for you, like getting into October or November, to where I see different people coming in and I see different opportunities coming in. And I feel like you need to take that believe in myself, or have faith. And you need to write that on pieces of paper and hang it on your computer and the dashboard of your car and your mirror, so you see it every single day. Okay. Because you're the one really that has your answers. Okay. And it's all about believing in yourself and trusting. Okay. And I'll leave that with you with lots of light and love. Everything's going to be okay. You're going to be in a great place. Everything is going to be okay. Feel that so strongly for you. And if you're feeling emotions or you're feeling emotional, let yourself feel them. It's important, because sometimes we have to walk through the emotions until we get to the other side. Okay. So if you have a time that you're feeling like that, and that goes for everybody, really, I feel like that's a message for everybody, is we never want to have to feel sad or go through emotional times. And sometimes the only way really to get past them is to let ourselves feel them, and it's honoring ourselves. Okay. And so I feel do that, and I feel you're going to be okay. And I'll leave that with you. I know I kept going. Sorry.
Just
sometimes spirit just kind of keeps on coming,
It's wonderful. It's just wonderful. Are you ready to conclude messages? We're at the 8:00 hour, or?
How about I'll take two more. How about I take two more?
Okay.
I don't know how many more there are. I can't.
Well, Lynn Bat had a question. Lynn Bat, it's a little. Okay. And.
Hi, Lynn. How are you? Okay, so Lynn. Okay, so as I step in with you, I keep feeling you have such a good heart. You have such a good heart and such a giving heart. I keep on feeling like, I don't know if you're a spiritual counselor, but I feel like you kind of are. Okay, and I just keep seeing counseling or some kind of caregiving kind of work is what I see you doing, and I feel like it's something that you're very good at, and it comes very naturally to you. You always seem to know like what to do or what to say. You always seem to know like, okay, here's what that person needs. I feel like you're a person too, that you do the little things. It's the little things. It's I stopped on my way to work and bought somebody a fly, felt like they needed to smile. You always seem to know those things. All right. I feel like you're very, 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 very connected. I heard all those varies connected to your intuition and to your intuitive side. And I feel like that stuff comes for you as well. Okay. I don't know why I keep seeing you out walking. I feel like going out walking and hugging trees or being barefoot in the grass is actually very, very good for you. I feel like lately it almost feels like you've been feeling a little bit ungrounded. Okay. And I feel like the way to get grounded for you would be to go ahead and stand in the grass. I see barefoot. Okay. And just let yourself feel the energy from the earth. And like Patricia said, go over and hug a tree. Okay. Because I feel like that contact with nature is going to be what's going to help you feel grounded. All right. And what I mean by that is I feel like sometimes it's almost like your thoughts are a little bit scattered, or, sometimes there's so much to do. You don't know where to start. And I feel that when you're starting to feel like that the most is go outside and put your bare feet in the grass, hug a tree. And I feel like, and then go in, stand there with your eyes quiet, your eyes closed just for a few moments and then go back inside, or just, I feel like open your eyes and notice what thoughts come in, and you'll know what to do next. But I feel like also it's like it'll bring it back together, and you'll feel grounded, and you'll know where to start, if you will. Okay. And I hope that makes sense. I'll leave that with you with lots of light and love.
Thank you. And for our final message, Linda Jindra was asking for a message, and she's very open.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, Linda. Hi, Linda. As I step in with you, I want to talk about, I feel like I have a grandmother and a grandfather that both step in, and they're standing both behind you. Okay. I keep seeing Grandpa being somebody, I don't know why, it's like I see him out in the garage or in a workshop or doing projects, and always kind of doing things. Like, I feel like even the older he got, he was still always out. He was always doing a project, always, and he liked to do things his way in the ways that he wanted to. I feel like he's saying that you're a lot that same way, that you like to do things your way. All right. And he's kind of saying you have a wonderful stubbornness that kind of leads you all the time to doing things your way. And he's saying that's actually a really good thing and a wonderful thing. And he's saying you listen. And I feel like when somebody's giving you advice, I feel like you indeed do listen to that. But then in the end, it's okay if that doesn't feel right to you, you do it your way. And I feel like he was a lot that same way. All right. I feel Grandma also stepping in, and I could see her like kind of, coming up to you and wrapping her arms around you and saying, I'm so happy to see you, with this big, huge smile on her face. And I see little glasses. So I don't know if she wore glasses. I feel like she wore them all the time, but probably needed them mostly for reading. Like she couldn't see without those. But I feel both of them around you. I feel like Grandpa's saying, maintain that stubbornness and do what's right for you. Okay. And I'll leave that with you with lots of light and love. Okay. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for your service, your spirit, Angie. And let's wind up our service with the divinity prayer. All right. Would you like to start with that?
Right. Yes. Let me see if I have it. Let me see if I have it, Irene.
But I have it. I can go.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead.
There is a divinity within me that no man can destroy. There is a light within me that only I can dim. As I focus upon this light, it is my perfection, my protection, my very being. It wells within me and fills me. It surrounds me and protects me. It releases me from all negativity and permits myself to move forward. In certainty, that wholeness and light are mine, and no thing or being can destroy it. For my Father and I are one, and cannot be separated. Know this with certainty, feel it, and experience it. God is, I am, and we are one.
Thank you, Irene.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody, so much for joining us. We appreciate it. We can't wait till next month. And actually, next month, our speaker is going to be Fellowships of the Spirits Associate Pastor Pam Dimart. So that's something to look forward to for sure. And come down and see me in Lilydale. I'm in Lilydale a lot of the summer, so I hope to see some of you there. They are opened. It's on a limited basis, so go ahead and take a look at their website. But thank you. And thank you, Irene, very much.
You're welcome.
And thanks to Patricia Bell as well. That was a wonderful talk.
It was. All right. And remember, intuitive development class is online through Zoom tomorrow night with Angie and Reverend Pam Dimart, who's next month's speaker. So, and messages are usually part of that class, right? So,
yes.
So thank you for coming. Thank you, everyone, and sharing this space. We shared it together. So,
yep.
All right.
Thank you.
Good night, and God bless you.